Do you like gardening, Nellie?
Hi, I'm Allison, and this is Nellie, and this is how we spent the month of May on our tiny flower farm. A creature has climbed through my compost pile, and it's not Nellie. She hasn't been over here. And a couple weeks ago, there was coyote poo on top of my compost pile. So that's fun. Well, first of all, I feel like I was shoveling dirt for the entire month of May. And looking back at my notes, I don't think I'm all that far off. Moving dirt was on my to-do list most weekends for the last month and a half. I know, it's riveting stuff. While this task tore up my arms for over a month, the utility cart I bought to pull behind my lawnmower saved me from spending my entire summer doing this job. No joke, I ran the calculations on how many wheelbarrow trips it would take to move all 13 cubic yards of compost needed to cover 8 70-foot-long rows to a depth of at least a few inches. That's approaching a weight of 20,000 pounds, by the way. And the number came out to over 2,000. 2,000 trips with this thing. Certain I would not survive this task, I just went ahead and shelled out the $900 for the dang cart and have never once looked back. While I was fighting dirty in the backyard, back in the comfort of the house under the grow lights, most of the dahlia tubers were now wide awake. In fact, I maybe left them a little bit too long. There were a lot of roots to untangle when I moved them from their wake-up trays to their sink pots, especially in those trays where I managed to cram like 8 to 10 tubers. The sink pots I'm putting them in will literally be sunk into holes in the ground to grow for the season. So yeah, I'm shoveling dirt and hauling it across the field so I can dig it back up again later. Believe it or not, this is the more reasonable option for soil management that I have here. The sink pots will provide some protection from the prolific moles I have and make my life a whole lot easier. They'll save a pile of money and who knows how much time I would need to spend amending the not so great soil out back. It's full of rocks after about 6 inches deep and contains a very high percentage of clay, which means generally poor drainage. Which totally explains the patches of standing water I get out back during our rainy season every year. Anyway, I spent evenings after work all month, and then some, filling the sink pots with proper potting soil so I'm not trying to grow flowers in a rock quarry. I'd then get up early on the weekends and spend my breakfast time moving those sprouts to their summer accommodations. With all that potting packing my indoor grow space to capacity, it was no longer realistic to water tubers via watering can, because there was really nowhere left to walk. So I bought a chew-proof hose and what I call a shower head so I could get those hard-to-reach corners. The chew-proof hose isn't for those rodents I mentioned. It's for Nellie, after she destroyed one of my other hoses while I was using it. Almost as quickly as I got my sprouts potted, they seemed ready to start the process of moving outside. Hardening off plants that one sprouts inside involves slowly exposing them to greater temperature swings and sun exposure. This might have been a mistake, but I just went ahead and kicked them out into a spot out front where they'd get short sun hours to start, and I buffered for temperature swings by keeping the windows in the house open almost continuously since April. So we're all pretty cold hardy at this point. I wasn't about to move hundreds of pots in and out of the house every single day. Absolutely not. I don't have time for that. And as of this recording in June, freezing myself in my own home seems to have worked, as I have not lost a single plant yet. What are you doing? Alright, go off, I guess.